Hello, my beautiful YouTube soul family. I hope you are having the most amazing day. I know that you are watching this reading right now for a divine reason. This is such a special reading. We are going to talk about your future children. Who are your future children? Who is your spirit baby? What beautiful angelic spirit babies are in your aura right now? This is an amazing pick a card reading. We're going to focus on your intuition and you're going to meet your future children. You're going to meet your spirit babies. We're going to talk about very specific personality traits. We're going to talk about the number of children you're going to have, their prominent zodiac signs. Oh my gosh, this is going to be such an eye-opening reading and I'm so grateful you're here. You're going to love this. Before we get started, I want to invite you, if you're new around here, to make sure to subscribe to our magical channel. It is the best way to support us. It's the best way to keep these videos showing up on a weekly basis for free, and we're so appreciative. Thank you so much to all of our incredible subscribers. I also want you to give this video a thumbs up. If you know you want to be a parent, if you know you have a spirit baby in your aura, give this video a thumbs up. Let the universe know that you are well aware of this beautiful soul. And also feel free to tap that little notification bell so you are the first one to check out this video, the first one to leave a comment. I always check out the comments. I read all of your beautiful words and you all are so amazing. You have the most incredible hearts and you always make my day. Speaking of comments, I want you to tell me if you have children or if you want to have children. Tell me in the comments. I want to know about your beautiful life. And I'm also dying to know which of these 3 cards calls out to you. So make sure, don't hold back, tell me everything down below. If we haven't yet met before, my name is Jules. I am the lead psychic advisor here at the Relationship Psychics. And I just want to send you a special invitation. If you love this reading, if you want to go deeper and further, if you want to talk about your soulmate, your twin flame, your ex, what life has in store for you this year, any question on your heart, I am here to chat with you one-on-one. Come find me on the Mystica app. I am there every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday evenings from 5:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. And that link is in the description box below. If we are buddies on Mystica, if you know, you know, we have the most amazing time, the most amazing connections, so much clarity, so many breakthroughs. It truly is life-changing. So if you haven't yet had the opportunity to experience a one-on-one with me in Mystica, now this is your chance and this is your sign. All right, my beautiful loves, thank you for your patience. I know you're dying to know all about your future children, all about your spirit babies. Let's begin with a meditation. So I want you to start by taking some deep breaths and coming fully and completely into this beautiful moment, knowing that this is your time. This is your time for you to connect with your higher self, to connect with your heart and your soul. We spend so much time in our brains. We spend so much time caught up in anxiety and worry and fear, and this is your permission slip to let all of that go. And breathing in deeply and exhaling, feeling your heart space open wide. God, angels, universe, energies of the highest good, please deliver the exact right message that the beautiful viewer needs to hear today. Help connect them to their future children, to their spirit baby or babies. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, my sweet souls, now that we've grounded down just a little bit, isn't it amazing how just 30 seconds can shift our whole energy, right? I'm really proud of you for taking this time for yourself. I want you to look at card number 1, card number 2, and card number 3. Okay? Tap into your intuition, tap into your future children and your spirit baby. Which card calls out to you? When you know, drop it in the comments. I can't wait to hear. And let's begin. Remember, you can always skip ahead. Feel free to watch the whole video, or there's little chapter markings so you can skip ahead to which card you chose. Hello, my beautiful and gorgeous group number 1. Oh my gosh, this is going to be so good. I cannot wait to tell you everything about your future children, your future babies. Oh my gosh, like I have the biggest smile on my face. I'm sure you can hear it. If you are in group number 1, you chose the card on the left side of my table. So make sure you're in the right place and let's get started. All right, so I want to start us off with this card. It says Inner Temple, Devotion, Tune into the Portal of Your Heart. I love this card. It's so beautiful. I just want to walk down this pathway, don't you? It's so inviting. So here's the thing, okay? We're going to pull a number of spirit babies in just a few minutes, just at the end of the card pulls. But I want you to know that today's reading is going to focus on one spirit baby, okay? There's one in particular that has a very strong and a very distinct personality that wants to connect with you, and I want to tell you all about this beautiful soul. So, starting off strong with Inner Temple. Right away, when I feel into the spirit of this baby, this is a baby that's going to incarnate into this lifetime with a very open and tender heart. I feel so much sensitivity. I don't know if you can see here, but there's light pouring out of the heart. I also want to mention you might have twins, okay? This gives me a sign of twins or 2 children who have this quality, okay? This is a very sensitive soul. This is an old soul. This is somebody where from the time they're teeny tiny, you're going to be like, you've been here before. You're going to feel that they're just wise. They carry divine knowledge and wisdom within them, and they have this open heart, okay? There are so many gifts with this type of child, and we're going to talk about all of them, okay? This could be a healer, this could be a psychic, this could be an artist, this could be somebody who helps you get in touch with yourself and your own inner magic and your own intuition. This child is not only coming to express themselves and their own gifts, but to heal their lineage in both directions. This child wants you to experience healing in your life, and they're going to do it in this very gentle way, okay? There's different types of children, different types of spirit babies, and some come in sort of like a tornado and they turn things upside down, and they're these big lessons, and we're like, oh my gosh, I am tired. But this particular child, okay, they're going to open your heart, and they're going to do it with so much ease. They're going to show you the capacity for love, for unconditional divine love that you have. And I just love that so much of their soul and so much of their personality comes down to this inner temple and the portal of their heart, okay? Something I want to say about this type of child, about this child whose soul I'm really picking up on right now, is they will need some protection. They will need a lot of patience because they're very sensitive, okay? One kid, the balloon could pop and they go, oh well, we'll get another one. This kid, the emotional range here is a lot. So it's going to be really important for you to hold space for this child because they're really sensitive. They vibrate on a very high frequency. And so they do have bigger emotional reactions, but it's all in alignment with their capacity to feel and their capacity to love and transform those around them. So consider yourself very, very lucky to have a spirit baby like this in your energy field. They will come in and they will make you a better person. They will show you the meaning of love. They're just incredible. They're absolutely incredible. They're very empathetic, compassionate, kind. There's a lot to say about them, and there's so many more cards I'm going to pull. But let's just start with this sweet soul, okay? Inner Temple. The next card for your future child, for your spirit baby, says Council of Light, Divine Orchestration, Helpers in the Subtle Realms, okay? Look at all these beautiful spirits, these beautiful divine beings, okay? And it's almost like they're all paying attention and shining their light on this one area. So this is really powerful when this card comes forward, especially when we're talking about a spirit baby. This child is going to be surrounded by ancestors, surrounded by spirit guides. This is a child that, might start talking to themselves at a young age or pointing in corners and being like, so-and-so's there. And you're like, there's nobody there. They're very tuned in. They can see past the veil. This is why I sort of picked up on some psychic qualities here, some intuitive qualities here. And they're going to say things throughout their life, even when they're small children, that are wise beyond their years because they're channeling. They're not even aware that they're doing it. They're a really special, special soul. They're channeling. And I love that it's the council of light. This child wants to bring love and light into the world, into your life. They are going to light up the room, not with their loudness or their bold personality, which are great traits, of course, right? But they're going to light up the room with their truth and with their sweetness and with their sincerity. This child is really, really special. I feel like spirituality will come very easy to this child. I do feel they may be prone to some very vivid dreams. This could mean some issues with nightmares, but it's okay. As they get older, they will learn how to harness their powers. But as kids, they will be very sensitive. So it's just something to keep an eye out for. As I'm doing this reading, it reminds me a little bit of when I was a child. My sensitivity was through the roof. It was a lot. And maybe a lot of you feel that way too. Maybe a lot of you are highly sensitive people. If you know about highly sensitive people, that's this spirit baby, okay? But just because somebody's highly sensitive doesn't mean that they're not incredibly strong and incredibly brave. And it doesn't mean they don't have a really powerful mission on this planet. So just know that as you bring this child forward who has these remarkable gifts, you also get all these new angels and guides that will support the whole family. It's a really, really beautiful thing. All right, I also have birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. Look how this one person sort of sends this beautiful shockwave out all around them. And it's not that they're doing anything destructive at all. It's like a beautiful shockwave of positivity, right? Let's talk about what that means for your baby. Okay, so remember when I said that this child is going to heal the lineage in both directions, okay? And I want to also say that if you picked this path, you are also somebody who has been trying to heal the lineage in both directions, whether you realize it or not. We carry the energy of our ancestors, I believe, up to 7 generations back. And what we do in our lifetime affects the 7 generations forward. So this beautiful child is coming in to support you as they dream up, and as both of you dream up this new world into being, as you send love and forgiveness and harmony and peace in both directions. If you had a rough relationship with either of your parents, or there was just some family stuff, or maybe there currently is, this child's coming in to help heal that. Something that's going to be really important for parents of this kind of child, okay? Again, they're very empathetic, they're very sensitive, they're going to pick up on the world around them. You want to encourage them to go out and have fun. You want to encourage them to play. You want to encourage them to be kids. They're kind of like old when they're young and young when they're old type souls. So it's really important that they're coming here for a mission. They're going to do all of this regardless, but we want to encourage them to have lightness and playfulness in their lives. And I think it's going to be a beautiful opportunity for you to experience some inner child healing as well. And I'm also getting a little tap on my shoulder that some of you already have children, and this is describing at least one of your children. So let me know. I wouldn't be surprised if that came forward as well. Let me know in the comments if you're like, oh my gosh, you're describing my daughter or you're describing my son. So birthing a new age, they're coming here on a mission with a beautiful plan. Again, with caring, kindness, compassionate energy, and just so much magic. All right, next we have Lumeria, creating heaven on earth. It's happening. If you've never heard of Lumeria, I highly recommend looking it up, okay? It's one of these ancient societies, ancient civilizations that many people believe existed and was in the Pacific Ocean, sort of near where Hawaii is now, and that these people operated on such a high frequency, and they were so telepathic, and they were so loving, and there's a certain type of clear quartz crystal, actually, I believe this is one of them, yes, called a Lemurian quartz. And see how you can see these little ridges on the side, almost like grooves on a record, okay? See how you can see that? So some people believe that the Lemurians imprinted their information in these types of crystals, these Lemurian clear quartz crystals, sort of like how you would put information into a record, right, with the grooves. And by meditating with these Lemurian crystals, you can download mentally the information that the Lemurians left behind. So I always love a Lemurian crystal. And for Lemuria to come up in this reading is very profound when it comes to your child. I want you to just be open to this idea, you know, whether or not you believe in Lemuria or Atlantis or, you know, life on other planets, right? Like there's so many different rabbit holes we could go down. The idea here is that your child is going to be different. Your child is going to understand things that other kids are going to need 10 years to learn. Your child is going to intrinsically connect with nature and people, and is going to have a very, very, like we talked about right from the start, a very open heart. And so, you know, grounding in nature is going to be really important to your child when you feel like they're overstimulated, because I do feel they will get overwhelmed easily. They got to touch grass. They got to bathe in water. They got to, you know, smell the fresh air. So just knowing that your child is going to be a total like wild nature baby, I love that. And that they really need these elements, and, you know, they want to create heaven on earth. It's part of their purpose, healing that lineage in both directions, having a very open heart, you know, communicating with the ancestors and the guides. Whether they realize it or not, they're very sensitive, they're very open, and it's all for this beautiful, beautiful purpose. And the more you can encourage them, the more you can support them on this spiritual journey, oh my gosh, it's going to feel like heaven on earth. I think either we experienced it or we all know somebody who has these qualities, and unfortunately they grew up in a household where it was sort of you're too sensitive, or, you know, stop crying. It's awful, you know, and it happens, and it still happens to this day. But this child needs the space to feel. They need the space to cry. They need the space to be held. And because they're feeling everything. They're feeling the trees. They're feeling everything. But I just love this Lemuria. Look into Lemuria. Look into Lemurian crystals. There's a lot to unpack there. If you have like the little intuitive tab to be like, wait, that's interesting, I want to know more, definitely dive in. All right, we also have creative expression. I love this for your future child. Surrounded by butterflies, surrounded by inspiration and ideas, open to thoughts and inspiration from the muses, this is your little one. It shouldn't come as a surprise that when you have a child with a really open heart like this, a really sensitive heart, who can really sort of communicate between realms, that they're going to be creative, that they're going to be artistic, and that they're going to need to be supported in that. We do not want to stifle this sweet artist's heart. You want to offer many, many opportunities for them to express their creativity, express themselves. They're really just going to be channeling, okay? Because they're going to be seeing visions, they're going to be hearing songs, they're going to be just receiving all of this information. Because they're so open, their heart is like this radio that's just picking up on all these different stations. So they need an outlet. They need a healthy, supportive outlet. And so they're going to be very creative. So if you've ever dreamed of having, you know, a child or children where there's always like paint on their hands and drawings around the room and music playing and dancing and imagination, this is that child. And I do feel like they have chosen you for a reason, because they know that you will support them in expressing themselves. And I just think it's going to be such a beautiful, beautiful thing. And so much of their art is going to be healing, not only for themselves, but for others, because remember, their energy sort of sends out this beautiful shockwave to other people in the world and other people in your lineage. So I just want to inspire you and encourage you to really support their creative visions because they need it. Like, they need this outlet. It's everything to them. All right, I know I used this word, but I need to really drive this home, okay? Kindness. Look at this sweet fairy with her little bunny. Oh, and there's a little teeny tiny fairy right there. Kindness. This soul is so incredibly kind. It's honestly going to blow your mind. It's honestly going to blow your mind how kind, how thoughtful, how compassionate this child is. They want to take care of animals. They care about the flowers. They care about everything. Every stuffed animal has a name and a backstory, and every doll needs to be tucked into bed. And like, I'm feeling so much sweet kindness from this soul. Again, that word sensitivity, empathy. I also feel like they are observant, okay? They're going to sort of look at the world around them and take everything in before they jump into action. And that's okay. They will eventually jump into action, but they want to observe everything first. They might be the kind of child that is really outgoing and fun at home and in spaces where they're comfortable, and then out in the world, it's like a different kid. And that's okay. They're just observing, but they will always, always be kind. And so I just want you to know that this child is going to treat you and others with so much love, so much kindness. It just makes my heart melt to think about how special this little one is. I also pulled an angel card from your spirit baby. I want you to look for the numbers 22222 or 2222 this week. This is going to be a sign that this reading is true and accurate for you, and that your spirit baby is with you. I love this. It says the angels are sending their blessings of love to surround you. Know that you are loved and protected, and that the angels are supporting you in all your love-related endeavors. And also your spirit baby is around you, loving and protecting you and supporting you. So I want you to keep an eye out for this. And I know you're going to see this at least twice, okay? You're going to look at the clock probably today, and it's going to say 222, and you'll say, wow, that was fast. But that is the beautiful number from your spirit baby. I have some astrology signs I want to talk about, and then we're going to do one more intuition test, and you're going to tell me, based on these little tiles that I set up, how many children you're meant to have. All right, my sweet loves, when I feel into this child, and this is a very special, specific, and unique child, there are 4 signs, 4 astrology signs that came forward and felt very aligned. This is not necessarily your child's sun sign, but this sign will appear very predominantly in their chart, and your child will have these types of characteristics. So first of all, we have Cancer, okay? So sensitive, so tender, so sweet. We have Libra, another very sweet, kind soul who believes in harmony and fairness and justice and equality and just things going well, okay? Harmony, family harmony. I have Pisces, our sweet little sensitive old souls. And I also have Aquarius. Something about Aquarius just stood out to me. It's like, you know, think about these Aquarian souls who come in and they have these like beautiful ideas for what life could be. And I just kept seeing this image of, you know, the child healing the lineage in both directions. And it just, I don't know, it made me feel very Aquarius and also like very Lumerian. So those are the signs that I want you to look out for. All right, and then I'm going to place down 4 green tiles. And you will see which tile calls to you. And this tile will tell you if you are going to have 1, 2, 3, or 4 or more children. So take a moment, take another deep breath, connect back into your intuition, and let's see, will you choose tile 1, 2, 3, or 4? And I mixed them up so they're not in order, or at least they shouldn't be. So let's see, how many children will you have? All right, if you chose this tile, you are meant to have 3 children. If you chose this tile, you are meant to have 2 children. If you chose this tile, you are meant for 1 child. And if you chose this tile, you're meant for 4 or more children. Now remember, there's always free will, my loves, okay? So don't feel disappointed if you're like, what? I wanted 6 kids and I picked 1. Just know that these are the numbers of spirit babies that are predominantly in your energy field right now, okay? And that can always change, but it's good to know at the moment what is coming forward for you. Group number 1, I want to hear what resonated with you, what stood out. Drop a comment. Tell me if this aligns with a current child you have or the child you always imagined you would have, okay? I want to hear everything. And also tell me the number of children you picked. Tell me if that rings true. I love connecting with you in the comments. And if you want to go even deeper, if you want to talk about love, relationships, your soulmate, your twin flame, an ex that you can't get off your mind and you just feel like they might be coming back, anything love related that's on your heart, please come find me on the Mystica app. I am here for you every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday evenings from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. Pacific time. That link is in the description. Again, it's the Mystica app and it's where so much more magic happens. This is just the tip of the iceberg. So beautiful group number 1, I hope you have an absolutely magical day. I'm sending you all my love, all my blessings, and this spirit baby of yours just wants you to keep your heart open, keep being true to yourself, and just know that beautiful things are on their way to you. It is destined. Have an amazing day. Hello, my beautiful group number 2. I cannot wait to tell you all about your future children, your spirit baby. Oh my goodness, this is going to be so magical. If you are in group number 2, you chose the card in the center of my table. So just make sure you're in the right place and let's get started. Okay, so right away, we have the Soul Family card. I want to tell you that while we are going to talk about the number of children you're going to have and certain personality traits and zodiac signs, this is really going to focus on one of your spirit babies, okay? And it might relate to more than one, and it might relate to a child you already have. So stay open, keep an open mind and heart, but just know I'm going to be referring to your spirit baby and telling you all about the one that is coming up most predominantly in your energy field right now. So I love this. It says, call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone, okay? To me, this feels like a mother and a daughter. Their hands are connected. Their hearts, their minds, they're so connected, okay? This spirit baby is going to be, in a way, kind of like a best friend, kind of like a soulmate. I get that, that little phrase people say like, oh, it's my mini-me. Now, of course, our children are not miniature versions of us. They are their own unique, beautiful souls. But it's sort of that idea where this child is coming in and you're going to have such a beautiful connection and a partnership. I feel like you have known each other in many, many lifetimes, okay? And I feel like you always come back together. It's like this really beautiful union, this really beautiful connection. I also want to point out that I feel like family means everything to your baby. They really value family time. They really value time with their parents. They want to stick close to you. There's just something so beautiful here. And I also want to say that if you didn't have this with your parents, perhaps, you're going to experience it with your child. And it's going to be so healing for you to see what that parent-child relationship has the potential to be. Something that I do also really like about this card is we have whales and we have dolphins, and just like a fun little nerdy fact about whales and dolphins is they have bigger brains and they have more space in their brains than us to process emotions. They feel things that we physically cannot feel. They are telepathic with one another. Their empathy is through the roof, okay? These are very sensitive, very emotional creatures, and they understand each other. And I do feel like you and your child are going to understand each other in such a beautiful, profound, deep way, like these beautiful sea creatures we have here. And also just see all these flowers in bloom around this parent and this child. It just feels like such a nurturing and nourishing beautiful relationship. So if there's this fear of having children because it's like, oh my gosh, I don't want it to turn out like I know that it can be hard, it can be negative, all of those are valid concerns, but I am getting this strong feeling that you are going to have such a beautiful bond, such a beautiful connection, and you are really going to be just so sweetly devoted to each other. Okay, another card we have here for your future child or children is the Age of Light, okay? The card itself says you've been training for this for lifetimes, but I want to talk about the fact that their heart is lit up and their crown chakra is lit up, okay? They are open, they are connected to the divine, they are connected to their heart and their body, and there's all these little cosmos all around this person. Let me tell you why I feel this is incredibly special. When I feel into this idea of the Age of Light, okay, I feel like this child lights up the room. They light up your life. I feel a child that is very outgoing, very social, very charismatic, okay? I feel fun. I feel like they're so wise that they know that it's their job on this earth to enjoy earth and to enjoy life. So many of us are so spiritual that we spend a lot of time sort of up in the ethers, like floating in the clouds, right? And there's a beautiful time and a place for that. And I do it too, for sure. But this child is really, really wise, and they know that it's all about laughter, it's all about play, it's all about light. They know that light, choosing a life of light, is most of the time a choice. They just have this beautiful perspective, and they're going to come in and they're going to make life more fun, more joyful. I just feel so much positivity. Like all of a sudden, I never knew the holidays could be this fun. I never knew travel could be this fun. Like every little moment, this person just brings light into everything they touch. It's like they've got the Midas touch with light. So I just feel so much sweetness and goodness around this child, and just how much light and beauty and magic they want to bring into this world. Another card in this deck is play. Have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. Again, I'm feeling like this child has charisma. This child has a sense of humor. This child wants to soak up every bit of life. I also feel like they're really funny. I feel like they're clever and they're witty and they have this great sense of humor. I see them being a social butterfly. I see them being very magnetic. People are just drawn to them and they're not even trying. It's almost like they're a popular kid or a popular teenager just because they just light up. They're just who they are. I also feel like they're going to encourage and inspire you to lighten up, to loosen up as well. I feel like they're going to push you out of your comfort zone in really positive ways. I feel like they're going to encourage you to live in the moment. This child feels very present, and this child does feel focused on beauty and art and luxuries and vacations and, oh, what if we did this? What if we went here? I'm seeing ideas for days, okay? Beautifully vivid imagination, but also the ability to take those ideas and really bring them forward and really make them happen. This is somebody who, you know, while they are rooted in family, while they are so heart-centered, while they're your little bestie and mini-me and all these great things, they have big, beautiful visions for their life, and they want to prove to themselves and to everybody what's actually possible. So they feel a little bit like a grounded, you know, they are very grounded in their family ties, but they feel like a free spirit. And when I tap into this spirit baby's energy, I just want to like dance in the moonlight or jump into the ocean, or like they just make me want to live life to the fullest. And I believe that they will bring that energy into your life as well. Now, something I do want to say, because they are very, you know, connected to their soul family, they're very connected to you. A lot of their identity, I believe, has to do with you. And as they get older, they'll learn to, in a healthy way, untangle that just a little bit. They do want to please you. They do want to impress you, okay? So we need to teach this beautiful child how to be intrinsically motivated rather than motivated by your praise or by your approval. So the best thing that you can do with this child is saying, oh my gosh, how do you feel about that? Like, what do you think about what you just created or what you just did? And because they want the gold star of approval from you, because they worship you, right? But we want them to have this beautiful sense of self at the same time. And so that's something that they're going to need a little bit of nurturing and support with. I mean, we all come into this physical world with things that we need to do to grow, to evolve. We all have natural gifts and talents and beautiful, amazing things about us. So this is just a little point. I'm not even going to call it weakness, because it's not a weakness, but it's just a little room for growth that this beautiful child has. But they want to have fun. They want to laugh. They want to live it up. All right, making new friends. Remember when I said this child is a social butterfly? Hello. They really are. They know how to make new friends. They know how to step outside their comfort zone. They know how to be charismatic and fun. They know how to bring people together. You're gonna watch, okay? This is gonna be the baby that somehow gets all the babies involved in an activity, or the little kid who somehow brings this person from the playground and this person from the playground together. They know how to find common ground. They're very intuitive and they're very perceptive, and they know what makes people tick. And so I do feel you're gonna see a bit of leadership qualities with this person. I feel like they're going to be the kid that everybody knows, and they're going to like know all your neighbors, and you'll be like, how do you know that person? They just have this way about them. Making new friends comes easily. And again, they're very social, they're very outgoing, and they want to have fun, and they want to build community. Community feels really important to this soul, okay? This is not a baby that wants to just be like left alone to their own thoughts and imagination. Like, they want to be part of a bigger world. And so anything that you can involve them in, whether it's sports or dance classes or anything where there's other kids, that is their happy place. That is where they'll thrive. Like, I'm seeing group activities versus like individual lessons, okay? They want to be with others. That is like what sort of gets their gears going. Like, they love being in a group, they love being in community, and they love to play. So something fun. Okay, this is one of my favorite cards, and I love that I pulled it for your spirit baby. This says, kick up your heels. We have a gorgeous rainbow, and we have this beautiful unicorn fairy Pegasus creature, okay? And it's so cute, and I wish it was real. But anyways, maybe it is. Maybe we just haven't seen one yet. I love this card. So kick up your heels. No surprise here that this card comes up for your future child. This is a child who wants to play, who wants to make the most out of life, who's very brave, very bold. They want to try new things. They want to have fun, and they're going to encourage and inspire you to have fun. I also think it's sweet that we have this little unicorn symbol, because something in me feels like this child is going to be a bit of a unicorn. They're going to be very different, very unique from other kids their age, and honestly from other people you've known. I just feel like unique, one of a kind, and that you will support them so fully in their life, in their personality. I just like the way that I see glitter and sparkles around this child, metaphorically, and just like beams of beautiful light. It just makes me so happy. And I can feel some of you already like feeling this excitement, like, oh my gosh, this is exactly the kind of person that I can't even believe that I get to be their parent. But believe it, because this is exactly what you need, and this is why they're going to choose you, because they know that you've spent a lifetime working hard, being a fighter, being so strong, and they're like, now it's time to enjoy, now it's time to play, now it's time to connect. I'm here for you, I've got you, like, we're in this together. It's this beautiful, beautiful energy. Okay, above all else, family harmony. This child is very sensitive to what's going on in the family. They are only able to be this bright light, this playful spirit, this social butterfly, this magical unicorn, if things feel safe and calm, okay? They need that. They need their safe place to land. They need you to be right there with them. So the best thing you can give this child is a sense of family harmony. And I believe that they're going to bring a sense of harmony to the family and remind you that that is one of the most important things. And so I just have to mention that again, encouraging them to follow their own arrow, because they want harmony in the family so badly that they will make choices to try to please you. They don't want to upset anybody. Okay, they just want everything to be okay. So just letting them know that they can do their own thing. You don't have to approve of every single decision. It's about what makes them feel right in their life, and that you will always be there for them. I just got like a little chill as I said that. This feels very, very applicable to this spirit baby, and they're like very happy that I'm passing this message along. I want to share with you, of course, an angel number that you're going to see in the next week to confirm that this reading is true and accurate for you, and also to confirm that your spirit baby is with you. So we have the number 40 or 4040, and this is the card of love and connection. Love surrounds you. Open your heart to give and receive love abundantly in your future. Your spirit baby is letting you know that they are already sending you love. You are already so loved and supported. And I love, we all know the normal angel numbers like 333, 222, right? We see those. But I like when I can give you something a bit more specific, right? It gives spirit a bit more of a challenge to present that to us, but I know in my heart you're going to see it. All right, I'm going to pull some tiles to tell you a little bit about the astrology profile of your future child or children, and then we're going to talk about the number of kids you're going to have. So remember, as I pull these tiles, this does not have to necessarily be their sun sign, but I do feel these signs, or at least one of them, are going to show up very predominantly in your spirit baby's chart. So the first one we have here is Taurus. Taurus really loves the earthly beauties in life. They love nature, they love art, they love luxury, they love anything sensory, okay? And I see that with your baby wanting to be super playful. I just got some real Taurus energy here. I also felt Sagittarius energy, just in the fact that they are brave, that they want to kick up their heels, they want to go their own path, they want to follow their arrow. They tend to be very sociable, very magnetic. I just felt some really strong Sagittarius energy here. Leo, I felt Leo with this big beam of light, with the playfulness, and also with family harmony. That's very important to Leos, okay? Sometimes Leos, it's all about like, we think that they're very like, look at me, because they can kind of be like the theater kids of the zodiac, I feel like. But family means everything to them. And so they're very loyal to family. So that's where that sort of came from. And then I also felt Virgo. Virgo is a very interesting sign, and they do like balance, they do like beauty. And again, it all just sort of felt right. It all just sort of lined up. So keep an eye out for these signs and see where they show up in your future child's chart. All right, I'm now going to place 4 green tiles face down on my table, and you're going to see which of these tiles calls out to you, okay? And this is going to tell you how many spirit babies are currently in your aura, or how many children you are destined to have. All right. So just tap back into that intuition and see which of these 4 tiles calls out to you. All right, my loves, if you chose this tile, 4 or more, okay? Potential for a very big family. If you chose this tile, we have 2. If you chose this tile, there's 1 spirit baby. And if you chose this tile, I'm feeling 3. Now, something I want to say is we all have free will. Things can change. If you pulled 4 and you're like, I want 1, I'm good with 1. This could just mean that there are 4 spirit babies that are sort of circling around you right now, and the right one will incarnate, okay? But just know, like, this is what predominantly is showing up in your aura right now, and I always feel it's good to know, like, who's around me? Like, what's the vision at this moment? Go ahead and drop in the comments which number you picked for how many children and how it feels for you. I would love to know. And also remember, this reading is just the tip of the iceberg, my loves. If you want to go even deeper, if you want to talk more about your spirit babies, if you want to talk about your soulmate, your twin flame, an ex that you cannot stop thinking about, come find me on the Mystica app. The link is in the description below. I will be there to chat with you one-on-one. We're going to have such an incredible time. If you've been on the app and talked to me, a special shout out, hello. You know how incredible it is. So, oh my gosh, I already know that there's going to be somebody from this group that's going to want to talk, and like I already have messages for you. Like I can feel it so strongly. Crazy. Group number 2, please know that I am sending you so much love, so much magic, all the blessings in the world. Know that you are loved, you are supported, not just by me, but by all of your angels, all of your guides, and all of your spirit babies. Have a magical day, group number 2, and I will talk to you soon. Hello, my beautiful group number 3. I cannot wait to tell you all about your future children, your spirit baby, who is around you right now. This reading is going to be powerful. If you are in group number 3, you chose the card on the right side of my table. So now that we know you're in the right place, let's get started. All right, right away we have the card for Starseed. It says, what lights you up? Oh, I have so much to say about this. Before I fully dive in, I do want to let you know that I'm going to be talking about one spirit baby in particular today. A little bit later on in your reading, we will talk about the number of children, the number of spirit babies I believe are in your energy field. But just know that this might relate to a child you already have. It might relate to multiple children you're going to have. But just for the sake of this reading, I'll be talking about one specific child, okay? So let's talk about why Starseed is so profound. I'm like very overwhelmed when I think about how powerful and amazing this child is going to be, okay? They're going to come into this life asking themselves this one question: what lights them up, okay? If something doesn't light them up, if they are not completely excited and inspired by whatever it is, they're going to have a very hard time sitting down and focusing on it, okay? So this is just a heads up. It is so important that this soul be doing the things that make them feel most alive. I know in our lives, there are many things that we do that don't necessarily make us feel alive, and that's part of life, right? Once in a while, we have to pay some taxes or do some things that, we don't necessarily love. But mostly, okay, this child needs to be supported and nurtured because they are a star seed. There is something so unique, so special about them, and they need their lives from a very young age to have really deep purpose, really strong meaning. They're going to be the child that's always asking, but why, but why, but why? And it's not that they're trying to be annoying. It's because they truly want to know and understand the deeper meanings of things, and they want to know that they're doing things for a reason. This child is very philosophical. This child feels to me like a soul path activator. Not only are they going to be focused on their own mission on this earth, okay, but you're going to notice in your life, you know what, I'm not questioning enough things. I'm not looking in the mirror enough, metaphorically, and saying, am I happy? Am I doing what I really love? They're going to activate people from the time they're a very little baby to make sure their soul is on the right path. And this is a big job for one soul to do, but there's a reason they chose you as a parent. They know that you're going to be able to support and nurture them. They know that you're going to have the patience, even on days when you feel like you don't, which is fair, to answer all of their questions, because they have so many questions, but they're good questions. They're powerful questions. They're questions that make us think. And we need people like that in the world. Otherwise, nothing evolves, nothing changes, okay? This person, this spirit baby is so amazing. Like, oh my gosh, like there's somebody that you can talk to for hours and hours and hours and hours, and they're very open-minded and they want to know this person's perspective and this person's perspective, and they don't just like cut people off or judge people. Like it's not like black or white. Like they can live in that gray area. They can understand all sides of something. They're really, really special. So just making sure that they are on a path that lights them up, that makes them feel excited, and they're going to let you know. You're going to know. There's a lot I want to talk about when it comes to this child, but just knowing the themes of just being a soul path activator. They're very concerned with evolution of the planet, evolution of themselves, their spirit, the family. I also feel like you have a very strong karmic bond with this child. This child's going to teach you many, many, many lessons. And sometimes they will be gentle, beautiful, easy lessons. And sometimes, it'll be a bit more challenging, but they're all really profound lessons. The two of you have chosen each other to evolve together. And there's so much to say. So I want to tell you right now, okay? This child is going to be remarkable. They're going to change your life and the lives of everybody they meet in ways that I can't even put into words. Because they're so remarkable, like I said, there will be some unique challenges that come with having a starseed as a child. But you can handle it, and we'll talk all about it. And it's really like such a gift to have this type of child. Like your life will never be the same. So let's go a little deeper. All right, another card we have for your beautiful spirit baby is don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? This child is going to shine so brightly, okay? They're going to speak their mind. They're going to speak their truth. They're going to let you know how they feel and where they stand. And they're going to be unafraid to be different. I sense that they're going to want to do things differently. They're going to want to go down a different path. I'm hearing the phrase trailblazer, okay? This child feels like a trailblazer. They might see, all the kids going this way, all the teens doing this thing, and they're like, I'm gonna go this way. Like they're very independent. They're an independent thinker. They are a self-starter, and they really are not all that concerned with what other people think about them. They care about how they think about them. And it's this beautiful gift, and it's a lesson that you're gonna learn from them, because they're gonna show you by example that it's like, it's okay if so-and-so doesn't approve. It's okay if so-and-so doesn't get it. Like, we're going this way, and this feels aligned. They just sort of naturally have this gift to be that trailblazer. I also feel, and I'm saying this in a positive way, as a parent it might come off as challenging, but in a positive way, they cross boundaries, okay? They want to understand the boundaries of life and society and rules and all these things. They just want to understand it all. They want to cross it all. They want to see how far they can push themselves. They're not stuck in their comfort zone. They're always seeking discomfort, and they're really going to inspire you as a parent to be brave and to think about things differently and look at things from a different perspective. So they're a very enlightening soul, and they're not, how do I phrase this? It's like they're not holier than thou when they talk about anything. They're just like, well, have you ever considered this? Ever thought of it this way? Like they're genuinely like curious. Like, what do you think about that? They don't need to fit in with society. They don't mind going their own way. And I do feel that they're very intuitive. It's almost like, see how this woman has her hands over her eyes? She doesn't need to see where she's going. She can cover her eyes. She knows exactly where to go. She knows exactly where to go. So you've got this beautiful starseed child that is here with a big mission for humanity and is here to figure out what lights up their heart and to help people see things differently. And so it's just always going to be an adventure with this child. It feels so exciting. Like when I think about this child, I truly get excited. I'm like, oh my gosh, what a gift, what a blessing to have a child like this. The next card I pulled for your spirit baby says, break the chain, ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. This soul is coming to switch things up. They are a starseed, okay? I cannot emphasize that enough. They do not want to do things the way things have always been done. They're very bold. I love how it sort of shows like this line of ancestors, that those that came before us. I think there might actually be, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 generations before. So this person is looking back at the ancestors and saying, I know you did it this way, and I honor that you did it this way, but we're going to try something new. We're going to try something totally different. Again, they're not dimming their light to fit in with anyone or anything. They need to do what lights them up. They need to do what feels aligned. They need to follow their own heart. Sometimes that might show up as being a little rebellious. However, it's always for a good reason. They're not just like the kid that's rebelling to rebel. This is a much deeper, more humanitarian rebelling of like, you know what, actually, we're gonna stop this family trauma. It ends here. It ends with me. They've got a real big mission that they're on. And so the best thing we can do is sort of like lean back and support them. But they are here to break the chain. They don't want to do things the way things were always done. Okay, that's why I said trailblazer. That's why I said boundary crossing. They're bold. They want to do it differently, okay? And there's so much magic in that. So this child very well may grow up to be a thought leader. They may be an author. They may be, just an expert in a field where it's like, hey, I know we didn't do it this way. Maybe even entrepreneurial. Like, for decades we paid in cash, and then somebody said, what about a credit card? And people are like, nobody will go for that. And then now everybody has a credit card. They just have a different way. They see the world as it could be. And it's really, really, just powerful the way that this child is. Another card we have here for this sweet soul, this brave, bold, incredibly inspiring soul, is body movement. I love all these little fairies just having a dance party, okay? This card is coming forward for a couple of reasons. This spirit is going to have a lot of energy. You can probably already tell. So they need to move their body, okay? This might literally mean that they're a dancer. This could mean that they have a need for a lot of big motor skills. They need to run, they need to climb, they need to jump, they need to fall, they need to go down slides. Like there are some children who can like sit inside and read books and color and play with dolls and action figures all day. And there will be moments of that, but this child needs to move. They need to get a lot of this energy out of them because they have this bold personality. They have these intense visions. They have this zest for life. And so any opportunity we have to encourage this child to move, to play, to run, to dance, to sweat, like we really need to encourage this child to do this because they can get caught up in their thoughts. They can get caught up in, what is the meaning of this and what is the meaning of that? Like they have all this energy. So we want to encourage them to get out there. The other thing I want to say is with body movement, this is a child who likes to travel. This is a child who likes to see different things. Their body likes to move from place to place. They want to see as much of the world as they can. They're probably going to grow up with the wanderlust, like they're going to have vision boards of all sorts of places. And, maybe it's not within the realm of possibility at the moment to just book a flight around the world. I totally get that. But even just driving 30 minutes here or going 20 minutes here, like to new places that your child hasn't seen, they love being in new environments. It really fuels them and it really nourishes their soul. And so I'm so excited that this card came forward because I was like, we're going to need some very practical, implementable tips for this type of child because it is like a one-of-a-kind kid and they have a really big mission here. So body movement is huge. I also have Follow Your Dreams, another very sweet and tender card, okay? I love that she's just having a little snooze and the angels are all around her, and so is this peaceful dove and a beautiful white butterfly and some red roses. I feel like the reason this card is coming up is really important. This child is not only going to follow their own dreams, and they will, to the ends of the earth, but they will inspire you and they will inspire the family to follow theirs. They're going to remind you that it's okay to march to the beat of your own drum. It's okay to be different. It's okay to break the chain. It's okay to do something that nobody in the family has ever done before you. They're going to let you know that it's safe and it's possible just by them being themselves. They want everyone around them to live a life that feels fulfilled, a life that feels aligned. They want people around them to be happy and fully lit up in their purpose, glowing in their authenticity. That's what starseeds are all about. What lights you up? They ask that to themselves and they ask that of others. And so if there's a dream that's been in your heart forever, but you've been putting it off and putting it off and putting it off, you know what it is. This child is going to be like, okay, it's time. Let's do it. Just by being them. And so, there's going to be countless positive ripple effects of this child coming forward and this child being in your life. But this is going to be one of the biggest, because you're going to really face what it is you want to create in this life. And you're going to finally take steps towards that inspired action and towards that vision that you've held for so long, but have always put off, because I know you're very empathetic. I know you're very giving, and I know that you put people in front of you. But this child's going to be, this child's going to remind you that you get to put yourself first, which is an interesting thing for a child to teach you, right? But this child, again, is very special, very different. All right, this is just one more card that really validates what this beautiful spirit baby is all about: breaking free. I love the energy of this card. It's like this angel has flown up above Earth's atmosphere and they're just out in outer space. They're breaking free. There is nothing stopping them, absolutely no limitations. Let's talk about what this means for your baby. Freedom is going to be really important to your child. We talked about moving from place to place. We talked about breaking the chain and following their dreams and not wanting to fit in and being that trailblazer and being that bold self-starter, okay? They want people around them to feel freedom. They want to feel aligned with their purpose. They want to know what lights them up, and they want to feel free. And so the more that you can let your child experience as much freedom as feels safe, and as much freedom as makes sense and feels healthy, right? This is not the kid that you're meant to control or helicopter over. They need freedom. Again, within reason. I'm not telling you to just let your 6-year-old out and say, come back when the sun sets. We're not in that era anymore. Be a proactive parent, but there is a big level of freedom here. This is going to be the kid that's going to say, hey, it's raining. I'm going to go outside and roll around in the mud. And you're going to say, is this dangerous or is this inconvenient? And you're going to think it's just inconvenient. They need the freedom. Go on ahead. That's going to be a big question with this child. Is it dangerous or is it simply inconvenient? And if it's dangerous, of course, say no. If it's inconvenient, think about it. Like, what are they craving? What do they need? Like, this kid is really special. And so they're going to teach and inspire you how to break free, and they're going to break free in their own life as well. All right, I want to present you with a very special angel number, okay? Either 18 by itself, 818, or 1818, okay? You're going to see this number this week. And I love that it's more specific. It's not just 3 numbers in a row. I love that it's specific. And this is going to be your validation that this reading is true and accurate for you. It's also going to be a message directly from your spirit baby, letting you know that they are with you, that they love you, that they support you. And with these numbers, there is a sweet message that says, fulfill your purpose, seek your soul's purpose, and fulfill it. Your destiny awaits your action. Doesn't that align just so nicely with this child and with everything they want to do in this life? So that is your number to look out for, and I know you're going to find it. So now I'm going to show you some astrology signs that really jumped out at me for this child, and then also we'll get into the number of children that you are going to have. So just as a quick reminder, this does not necessarily have to be their sun sign, but it will be a very prominent placement in their chart, and the energy will ring true. So first of all, I want to talk about Capricorn energy. I felt really strong Capricorn energy when I felt into this child. Capricorns can be very hardworking. They can be very focused. They're almost like the father of the zodiac. They have a bit more like masculine energy, and they're bold. They're very bold. They see their goals through. And so I really did feel some strong Capricorn energy here. I also felt Aries energy. So ironically, although Capricorn's the father and Aries is the baby of the zodiac, there is something very Aries here about wanting freedom, about not dimming the light to fit in, about breaking the chain, sort of being, the first one to run into battle. So Aries came forward. I felt strong Gemini energy. Geminis know how to think and talk and connect with people, and they question things, and they are very thought-provoking, and there's just something very, I almost feel misunderstood about Geminis, but when I see a Gemini, I always think, wow, this person probably thinks of things in a way that I've never thought of them, which gives me that trailblazer energy, and so that's where Gemini came forward. And then lastly, I did feel strong Scorpio energy, okay? Scorpios are all about transformation. They're very intense. If it doesn't have meaning, they want nothing to do with it. The starseed energy felt very Scorpio to me. The following their own path felt very Scorpio, and wanting to fulfill their purpose. And so those are the signs that really jumped out at me for this spirit baby. Okay, lastly, I am going to place 4 green tiles face down on top of the cards, and you're going to tap into your intuition, and we'll see which one calls out to you, and that will tell you either the number of children you're going to have or the number of spirit babies in your aura right now. So this will be our first tile. This will be our second tile. This will be our third tile. And this will be tile number 4. So just tap back into that intuition, see which one of these 4 tiles jumps out at you, and let's talk about it. All right, if you chose this tile, there are 4 or more children in your future, or 4 or more spirit babies surrounding you. If you chose this tile, it's the magic number 1. If you chose this tile, 2, and if you chose this tile, it is of course 3 future children or 3 spirit babies. Something I want to say in case you were like, wait, I only wanted 1 or 2, or I could only picture 4 or more and I picked 1, okay? Remember, this is either the number of future children or how many spirit babies are in your aura. And let's say you got 3 or 4. And you really only want 1 child, okay? The one that I described, the one that's meant to be yours, will be the one that incarnates, and the others will either come to you through friends and family, through animals, through other means, okay? Just know that in this moment, these are the numbers that stand out, and I would love to hear in the comments below what you pulled and how that feels for you. My beautiful group number 3, this is a unique child, and you were destined to meet with this baby. You were destined to raise this beautiful soul. The 2 of you are going to inspire and empower and encourage each other so much. It's such a profound relationship, and I'm so excited for you. If you have more questions about your spirit babies or about love, relationships, your soulmate, your twin flame, or an ex that you just can't get off your mind and you feel very strongly that they are still thinking about you, come find me on the Mystica app. The information is linked in the description box below. Mystica is where all the magic happens. This is just the tip of the iceberg. We can go real deep, real specific, and shout out to all of my Mystica clients. If you know, you know, we have the most magical experience there. So if you've never chatted with me on Mystica, now is the time. This is your sign. And I just want you to know, group number 3, I'm sending you all the love in the world, so much magic, so much support, so many infinite blessings. You are such a beautiful soul inside and out, and I believe in you infinitely. Thank you so much for watching all the way to this pick a card reading about your future children and your spirit babies. Remember to subscribe, press the thumbs up, hit that notification bell, and drop all the comments your heart desires. I will be hanging out with you in the comments. I cannot wait to see everything you share. Sending you all the love in the world, and I will talk to you soon on the Mystica app. Bye.